Hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug, I believe I shared it quite a while ago, is my writer because badass miracle worker isn't an official job title. I think my ex gave me this, which I appreciate because I am a badass miracle worker when I'm writing. And today's tea is vanilla honeybush. Honeybush, I can talk. We're getting started on this one a little early this time. It's also older. I haven't had it in a while, but it is a nice, light, sweet tea that seems appropriate for today. We've kind of warmed up. The rain has moved out, but it's not sweltering. The humidity has died down. It actually is a very beautiful day out today. I'm going to go ahead and give this a sip and see if it's like I remember it, and to see if I can remind you about the flavor, which shouldn't be that big of a problem. Yes, it's very light. You do get a taste of the vanilla, and it's sweet. Perfect tea for a day like today. And the perfect mug. I am finally getting back to my writing. It has taken me, I guess my grandson has officially been out of the house without me caring for him at all for 4 to 6 months, something like that. And it's taking me this long to finally get a lot of my routines that had to be set aside to take care of him for a while. For about 2 years, he was in and out of the house, and I was caring for him. Kind of glad to have my time back. I've discovered why we have our children when we're young. It was hard to keep up with. Anyway, so a couple of things. Well, one major thing. I'm sure you're noticing a little bit of difference in the background, not a lot. We did a minor reorganization and reshuffling of the filming area. We were having a couple of problems with the cats using my table to get into the windowsill. We think one of them was trying to pee on it or spray it. So we've moved it away from the window so it can't be used in that manner. We'll have to see if that works. But in the process of that, everything else has gotten moved, and I've gotten a little bit more space, which is a good thing. It's been cramped, to say the least. I hope the lighting still works. If there's a problem with the lighting, please let me know in the comments down below so I can fix it for you later. But hopefully the lighting still works and everything is a-okay. You guys will let me know if there's a problem. As the description title says, we're doing yet another sample queen. I'm actually trying to, one, clear out some of the notes because I have a ton of notes in my phone on samples, and two, start clearing out some of the older samples that I still haven't even tried yet. And one of the reasons I haven't tried them is because I haven't actually reviewed some of the ones that I have tried. And it's kind of hard to encourage yourself to keep sampling if you've got a pile of them waiting to be reviewed. So I got about 7 of them here that I have tried, and let's just go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing I have is this little itty bitty packet. Really, Sora, thank you for the commentary. Some things will never change. This is the Claire's Freshly Juiced Vitamin E Mask. I got this little envelope, I believe, from Hush, the Shop Hush app, when I purchased something from there. It says it's deep moisturizing antioxidant for all skin types for day and night. Not quite a gel, but it is much lighter in consistency than most creams, which I really liked. I used it at night. It can be used by itself as a moisturizer, but I tended to use it as a booster or a serum. Little goes a long way. This little itty bitty packet, I believe, lasted me at least 5 or 6 and possibly more applications. I had been using it for a little while and then I stopped, and I think I used it for 2 or 3 times and I really, really liked it. And then I stopped for some reason, probably because I wanted to sample something else. And then I just recently went back to it and used it all up. It does feel, despite being the lighter consistency, it does feel a bit heavy right after application. However, my skin has been amazing when using this. It's been soft. It's really soft in the morning. And it also seemed to help with healing some of the last bits of healing I needed to do with my under eyes. As you recall, I've been having some issues. You can see a little bit under the neck. And I think that's the vitamin E in here helped heal up. I do think it improved the look and texture of my skin significantly. This is kind of pricey. It's about $30. If I had that $30 though, I would be buying this like right this instant. I really, really enjoyed this. I was afraid when I first put it on, because the application was so heavy, I was afraid that it'd be like a lot of other masks when they're very well, it says it's a mask, but to me it's more of a moisturizer type thing, where it would feel kind of waxy, and in the morning there would still be some of that waxiness, and my oils would be like coming out on my nose, but there was none of that. I really, really, really want to get some more of this as soon as I possibly can. I really enjoyed it. I have combination oily skin. My oily is mostly on my nose, but a little bit here and a little bit on my chin. I do get some breakouts in here, but in general, I had no problems with this. I don't even think my cheeks were dry, because that's where my dry patches are. I usually have to boost that with another moisturizer when I use my regular moisturizer. I don't recall having to do that with this. So really liked it. Would really like to get some more. So a little later I'll be talking about something that has citrus in it, and I'll note that because of it and the fact that I had tried a couple of other things that had citrus in them, that I didn't think that my skin was very appreciative of citrus in it. I've had some reactions to products that have had some kind of citrus in them. The product I'm about to show you is an exception. I think you can still get samples of this. So if you can get a sample of it, look for it, because really, I really was surprised about this. And this is the L'Oreal Pure Clay Mask in Yuzu Lemon. It is an orange. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. So the sample comes on with a big card. There's a piece missing off the top of here. You get a whole thing. It's all connected, and there's another piece up here. I believe it tells you how to use it, but it also is the part that you tear off to get into the sample. And as you can see, it's kind of a mustardy color, and it's kind of on the thicker side. It's really almost turmeric in color. It has very visible particles in it when you put it on your skin. I used my little brush that I use for my masks to try to get an even tone on it. As I noted, I was a little concerned because this does have Yuzu lemon in it, which is a citrus, and my skin has not reacted well to a number of citrus skin care products in the past. However, and so because of that, I think you're supposed to keep it on for, let me look at my notes. It says for 10 to 15 minutes, and I kept it on for the minimum, which was about 10 minutes when I used it, both times that I used it, just because of being concerned about that possible reaction. I did notice some not quite itching. It really wasn't itching. It was just a bit of discomfort, so that's another reason why I pulled it off a little more quickly, just to make sure. But I didn't notice that reaction getting worse every time I used it, so that's a good thing. As long as I kept it to the minimum, it seemed to do really well. It's easy to wash off, but it does take a little more time than your average mask. With most masks, I would normally just get my washcloth, wet with warm water and just wipe it off. With this one though, you're supposed to rub it in a circular motion to let those little particles work on your skin. So you can't just wash it off. It does wash off easily when you just straight off wash it off. However, that's not how you're supposed to do it. So I would take the washcloth in the little circles to try to clean up. And you can feel the particles doing their thing. You can feel them up against your skin, but they're not uncomfortable. They do not feel, they don't feel like they don't hurt. There's not really any discomfort. They don't feel like they're tearing up your skin any. So whatever these particles are, they're really kind of gentle, and they're very small. They do not build up the way some of those masks do, where you have the particles that are, you know, they're cleaning your skin, and as they clean things up, they get bigger. These do not do that. So it wasn't uncomfortable. It wasn't painful. It didn't feel abrasive in the sense that it was really, I didn't feel like it was causing any damage to the skin. And my skin felt very soft and very smooth. My pores looked really good. But the amazing thing for me was the fact that in this area right in here, I tend to get those really, really tiny, very hard pimple bumps. I mean, they're really, when you feel them on your skin, it's like a patch of roughness. And I've been fighting that for at least a month recently. And I'm not sure why they suddenly appeared, and I was having trouble getting rid of them. And this actually smoothed that whole area out. I still have a few of them in here, but it's nothing like it was. Really liked that. It didn't help as much with the rest of my skincare in terms of the Radiance pad came up slightly discolored, but there was no stinging. So again, even though you've got the particles going against your skin, they aren't causing tears. They aren't being abrasive because I find that skincare where it is really abrasive, if I put my use my Radiance pad, my skin will start to sting. So I know that those particular masks and scrubs are not for my skin because they will tear up my skin. I really like this one. I know that L'Oreal in the past has been a piece of shit company. Some of that has to do with the laws in China. So there's been, you know, talks about how the company is supposed to do animal testing. Honestly, the company itself probably doesn't do animal testing, but it does sell in China, and China requires animal testing. So out there they do animal testing. I think somebody out there does it. I don't know for sure. And I know there's been some other issues. For example, they took over Urban Decay, and everybody's been wondering what's going on with Urban Decay since L'Oreal took over. But this mask, I'm willing to actually try to buy again. And I'd actually like to try some of these other ones. There is the yuzu lemon, the seaweed, the charcoal, red algae, and eucalyptus. And I'm not sure what each of these does, but I'd really like to try the charcoal sometime. And I'm sure that this one is affordable. And when you get your sample, if they're still giving out samples, which I believe they were, when you get your sample, you get a $2 off coupon. So I'm going to be using that to get more of this. So next, we have the Elizabeth Arden Retinol Ceramide Capsules. Now, this was almost a useless sample. I appreciate it. I got it with a Macy's order. You ordered a particular mask, a Tony Moly, something like that mask, and you put in a particular code, and you got 2 freebies. And this was one of the freebies. The thing is, they only put 2 capsules in here. Now, I understand why, because this sucker is expensive. Okay. So, I only got 2 capsules. I honestly think that the amount of product in those 2 capsules could have easily gone into 4 just as well. I think the capsules, for me in particular, have way too much product in them. And I did have to use scissors and stuff to open. I found them kind of a pain, the little capsules didn't tear very well for me. Just could be me. I freely admit it. But I do think a little bit less could have been there for me. There was a lot. It's a very thick, creamy gel with a silicone slip feel to it. I didn't look through the ingredients. I may have to look on the side. No. It does have a dimethicone cross polymer. And another dimethicrylate. So it does have a cone in it, so that would explain the slip. It feels heavy on the skin, but it absorbs overnight because I only used it at night. In the morning, my skin felt smooth and soft, and both before and after I washed. With a lot of these products that I try at night, I get up in the morning and my skin, it won't feel heavy or greasy or waxy, but it feels, I can feel something on my skin, and my skin doesn't really feel soft. And when I wash my face with my wash rag, which has no product on it, I don't use soap or anything in the morning. I just use washcloth and warm water. Not hot, warm. And for a lot of these products, that softness comes up after I wash everything down, which tells me the product worked. It's gotten in my skin and has softened my skin. It just, for some reason, was also sitting on top of my skin. I didn't get that feeling with this. It's, however, a bit pricey, especially considering it's these little capsules. There's so much in the capsules, and I can't think of a way to, just use half the capsule and save the other half. That would be my inclination with almost anything else. I would just take a little touch and put it on my skin. I do not put a lot of product on when I wear most of them, unless it requires it for some reason. So I'm interested in it. I did like it. I like the way it made my skin feel. But if I purchased it, I'd only use it for when I want to pamper myself, just because of the cost. Just was really kind of expensive. And I honestly think that I could probably find things that are probably a little cheaper that could probably give my skin pretty close to the same feeling. But I'd have to go looking, and I'm not sure I want to do that. I've got a lot of skincare that I like that seems to be working for my skin, and my skin is doing very well again lately. I think it's doing better in the winter than it is in the summer these days. So would I buy it? If I had everything else that I really needed in terms of my skincare, if everything that my family needed was taken care of, and I had a little extra money and I wanted to spoil myself, yes, I would buy it. Under normal circumstances, probably not. So next I have a couple of products from Nature by Nature, NXN. I had picked up a trio, and I think I've commented on the mask before, which I really like, but have since found hard to find if I was interested in purchasing it. But we're going to talk about the other two products that came in that little set for them. And the first is this Fresh Start Foaming Cleanser. This is a nice light foaming cleanser that smells amazing. So that's what it looks like. It is a foam, and it smells fresh, and I can smell the citrus in it just a little bit. It lathers really nicely. It leaves the skin soft and smooth. It's affordable too, so that was a nice bonus for it. But I won't be finishing this, because all that said, this was the second or third product that has some citrus in it, and I do believe in the ingredients it lists something. Where is it? This has ginger in it. Grape oil. It has a number of oils in it. Fragrance. Citric acid. It actually has citric acid in it. And it's like the second or third item that I've tried with citrus or citric acid in it, and has either irritated my skin or aggravated another issue that had been clearing up. So I like it, and I will probably pass this bottle on to my daughter to see if she likes it. She's been having some issues with her skin, and she might appreciate it, because this is removes dirt, oil, and shine. but I can't use it, unfortunately. It is affordable in terms of buying, assuming it's still available. Like I said, when I went looking for the mask that came in this little set, I couldn't find the mask anymore. But for me, I just can't take the risk that that citric acid is going to aggravate my issues again. The second thing that came into the kit is this Balance Beam Oil Control Moisturizer that's supposed to regulate hydration for a matte glow. If you're matte, you're not supposed to glow. But anyway, it's a nice and light moisturizer. It's kind of gel-like in its consistency. You can take a look right there. Clear. It smooths out really nicely. You do not need a lot of it for anything. However, it smells pretty good. It smells sweet. It smells sweet. So I had actually hoped that this would be a very good moisturizer for me in the summer, but as it turns out, it leaves my skin feeling kind of waxy. And my oils on my nose, they always break out, sometimes worse than if I didn't use it at all. So it's another one that will be going on to my daughter and see if she likes it, and if not, both of these will get tossed because unfortunately, well, the cleanser I might be able to give to Project Beauty Share, but this is an open liquid product with no way to protect, to make sure it's sanitized. This is a pump, so it's a little different, but if she doesn't want to use this, it'll get tossed. Unfortunately, I really wish it had worked for me because, like I said, it's light. It does seem to, it just leaves your skin feeling not soft. I mean, that's not soft. There's a stickiness, there's a waxiness to it, and I just didn't like it. So it didn't work the way I wanted it to. I wish it had. Because again, both of these are actually relatively affordable. They may not be affordable in terms of, you know, if this is a full size, this is 0.5 ounces, and this could be $15 or something, and that would be really expensive for 0.5 ounces if you ask me. However, one of the things about these kinds of smaller things that you have to ask yourself, like with the Vichy clay mask that I really like, in terms of the clay mask versus the Kiehl's, if I got the same size the clay mask as the Kiehl's, the Vichy would probably end up being more expensive, but the Vichy is more affordable in the terms of what I can buy at one time. So these are much the same way. I believe that they are affordable for what you can buy at one time, but they may be expensive overall. I don't do too many number comparisons in that way. Let me know if you're interested in me trying to remember to do that. If I did, it'd probably end up down in the description box below, though. All right, so we have two more. Both of them are more foil packs, and the first one is this Bare Minerals Skin Longevity Vital Power Infusion, powered by Long Life Herb, California Poppy, and Lempuang ginger extracts. Okay then. This is a thin and milky consistency. Didn't like the smell much at all. I don't even remember what it smelled like, and there's nothing in there for me to, but it fades. So it's not very strong. It fades away. You didn't need a lot. This particular thing lasted me 3 or 4 nights. Like I said, I only used the new stuff at night for a while, and it absorbed very, very quickly. It left my skin feeling very soft, but it otherwise didn't appear to do much. So I suspect that I would have to buy a full size to see if it does improve any elasticity or anything of that nature, and I'm not willing to do that. Not having not seen anything at all. And Bare Minerals is one of those that's on the pricier end, I believe. So really didn't see it doing anything. I have other skincare that I enjoy using. I don't need it, not going to buy it. not interested in. Didn't see much of an improvement of anything. So last, this one took me a little while to get to. I believe I got this in a Walmart box, or I got this as a sample at the beginning of the summer or something. This is the Palmer's coconut oil formula coconut body lotion. I don't use very many body lotions. 24-hour moisture, no parabens, no phthalates, no mineral oil, no gluten, no sulfate, no dyes. Formulated ethically and sustainably sourced ingredients, natural coconut oil, la 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 la. So, a little went a long way. I think this lasted me several nights. The scent is light and it's not at all oily. It's looser than I'm used to for a body lotion. Most body lotions I've tried in the past. And the one that I use on my feet is very thick. But it did do an amazing job of keeping my knees moisturized. My knees get very dry and kind of scaly and ashy, particularly in the summer. When they're more exposed to the elements, because I'm doing things outside like the garden and stuff. But this actually did a really good job of getting rid of all that and keeping it at bay. So I really actually liked it and would consider purchasing a bottle of it once the stuff I'm currently using is gone. I get those big Vaseline intensive cares and it's huge. And I combine that with the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. So it's going to last a while, and hopefully I will remember to go ahead and pick this up when one of those or both of those are gone, because it did an amazing job on my knees. It probably would do a good job on my feet, which is where I need the most help, honestly. I hope you like what you've seen today and that you will come back again. And if you're not a subscriber, I hope you will subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. If you're already one of my Notification Squad subscribers, please check your notification bell, because here it is, the beginning of October, and I'm still getting my notifications knocked off after I get the email. So just want to check. If you choose not to subscribe, I'll understand. I would be so sad, but I would understand. And I do hope that you would come back again. And when you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. As it steeps longer, you finally get a little bit of that honey in there. It's, This is a good tea. It's cooled down a bit. I honestly don't think it'd be a really good tea cold, but you know, sometimes you hit a lukewarm area in your tea that's not so good. This one's just fine. Just fine.